Tonight on the show, I'm meeting the new Superman. It's a chat emergency. I better transform. I know, right? Looks like I'm just in time, but where's my trusty sidekick? Thank you. Let's start the show! That's handy. New in town. Save that for later. Right. What a show we've got tonight from the new movie, Man of Steel. Superman himself, Henry Cavill, is here. I know. The Oscar-winning star of Doubt and the Fighter, Amy Adams, is on the show. And Oscar-winning Hollywood great Russell Crowe is here tonight. Yes, he is! Plus, we've got music from the fantastic Katy B, everybody. Yes, we have. Hey, looking forward to chatting to Russell Crowe, star of so many great films. Of course, I've got to mention Gladiator. And I know the famous quote in that, my name is Maximus Decimus Meridius. Father to a murdered son, husband to a murdered wife, please leave a message after the tone. Russell also starred in Les Miserables. Yes, we can whoop that, I tell you. A tale of poverty, child neglect, and suicide. All set to catchy tunes. Now, here's Russell. That's Russell as the ruthless policeman, Javert. Can you hear the people sing? Not anymore, I've shot them. Why does it matter? As well as Javert, other brilliant characters. Of course, like Fantine. Yes, so desperate for money that she cut her own hair off and sold it. And you think, bit far-fetched. I mean, who'd be stupid enough to buy someone else's hair? Now, is everyone very excited about the new Superman movie? Yes, you are. Oh, honestly, it's so good. It's such a franchise, though, isn't it? It's given us so many different films. Of course, you've got Superman, Supergirl, and, of course, Superdog. Yeah. Slightly low budget for that one. Superman, amazing powers. For example, he can stop a bullet with his hand. Almost as good as stopping an egg with your face. Was that just this week? Seems so long ago. Britain's Got Talent, the final. Simon Cowell was hit by an egg. Now, here's the culprit. There she is. I have to say, I spent a fortune voting for her. I was so surprised she didn't win. The actual winner, the very best talent in Britain, is a group of Hungarians. Part of the prize is to appear at the Royal Variety Show. I know the Queen's thrilled. Yeah. And Simon Cowell will be going along. Don't forget the eggs, man. Hey, let's get the guests on! Later we'll be having music from Katy B. But first, on my command, unleash my guest. It is the great Russell Crowe! Wow! You're here!
Hello, mate.
Hello, it's so nice to meet you. Come in, sit down. You will be enchanted. It's a lovely Amy Adams, everybody! Henry Cavill, everyone! Oh! Hello, sir. How you doing? Very nice to see you. Come in, sit down. Oh! They're excited. They're pleased. That's a wall of... Some weeks, nothing. Some weeks, it's like, whatever. Now, lovely to see you all. Lovely to see you all. Now, drink. Now, Russell... One of my favourite guests ever. What a lovely thing this was. Russell, the minute he found out he was on the show, he tweeted his drink order. I just thought, how genius is that?
See, I should have tweeted mine, and I wanted a gin and tonic.
Oh, but you can have a gin and tonic. Do you want a gin and tonic?
Yeah, I'd love a gin and tonic.
Gin and tonic for the lady!
I don't mean to sound ungrateful. Life is lovely.
Now, listen, I know I'm paid to chat, but I think it's fair if I just put the cards down and we all just stare at Henry for a while. No, Russell, even you must look at Henry and kind of go, you know what, you could. I mean, it's just, you could.
Well, I stare at Henry and go, you little bastard. You and your tall frame and your body fat ratio. That's what I do.
And Amy, you brought your daughter 3.
She's 3 now,
3.
yeah.
And you brought her to the set.
I brought her, yes, I did.
And apparently, like every other woman on the planet, had a bit of a thing for Henry.
Yeah, still, it's kind of remarkable around her house. She loves Henry. She touched Henry's bum.
Yes.
He turned around and she just reached her little hands out.
Yeah. Totally
She
got the
wasn't
feel.
even, she was like 1.5 at that point. And Henry, of course, looks at me and says, like mother, like daughter.
Yeah.
He was harsh on that set.
I know. I have
No
a way
business.
of touching. I always had my hands on his chest. Even like we weren't doing a scene, I'd be like, ha 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 ha. That's so funny, Henry. Shameless, same relation.
And Henry, you don't have kids, but you had a nephew, and he got in trouble.
Yes. He's famous in school for telling tall tales. And he went with his little Superman outfit, and the teacher said, why are you wearing this at school? And he said, well, because my uncle's Superman. And at which point she was like, Thomas, tell the truth. And he says, no, my uncle's Superman. And she says, Thomas, you're going to get in trouble now. And he says, but my uncle is Superman. And so, sure enough, at the end of school, my sister-in-law goes to collect him. The teacher says, listen, I've really had enough. You have to have a word with your son. He's now lying to all his schoolmates saying that his uncle is Superman. At which point my sister-in-law goes, unfortunately, he is. And so he puts his hands on his hips and he says, told you. Walks in, gets himself into the car and jumps in.
But no, seriously, Henry, I mean, this is an amazing moment in your life, because tonight, this very night, Superman, Man of Steel, unleashed across the country.
Yeah.
And I have to say, you are amazing in this film, because you're every scene you're with amazing actors like Amy and Russell, Dan Lane, all these people. But my God, you own it. You're so good in it.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah. So the training that went into this, I don't know how fit you were before. And presumably you all had to do training for this.
I did not.
Nothing.
There was 4 of us who were on the same kind of hellish contract.
Yeah.
We actually had to sign a deal with Warner Brothers that we would only eat the food that they supplied for about 3.5 months. So that was a bit odd.
Did you really do that?
Yeah.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Wow,
It
that must
was
be so
pretty tough.
hard.
I
But
wish
they had a
someone would have
great,
supplied my meals for 4.5 months. I had a newborn. I was like, that would have been great.
Because this is obviously you with your shirt off. Now, how long, again, I don't know what you looked like beforehand, but like, how long did it take to be that?
To get to that stage,
Yeah.
it took 5 months of pre-production training, and that was about 4 months into shooting. Yeah, so 9 months.
Wow. And if you were just to slip off your clothes now, what would you... What? Amy going, yeah! It's TV, this would be great, it'll go viral. What would you look like? Do you still look like that?
No, I look nothing like that now.
Oh.
That's sort of... That's Superman shape. And it's great for the role of Superman, but not for much else, really.
And was it after that scene that you were given a food amnesty? You had a food pass?
It was after a scene which follows just after that in the movie, chronologically. And, yeah, after that I had a full apple pie. Debbie and Zack Snyder bought me an apple pie, a tub of ice cream, and a large pizza, followed by the best food coma of my life.
But now the weird thing is, so Amy, you didn't work out, but you could sympathise with these guys, I guess,
Yeah.
because I don't know if you know, but Amy's mom is a very keen bodybuilder.
Yeah, she was. She had 7 kids, and then she decided she wanted to get into bodybuilding.
I did not know that.
You didn't
didn't know that
yeah.
either.
Huh.
Yeah,
But did
so
she enter competitions?
She did enter competitions, yeah. She was kind of like semi-pro, kind of started in the novice. She started when she was 35, bodybuilding after 7 kids, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, she looked good. She was ripped.
And is she
It's a
just
little
one of the...
intimidating.
Is she like the colour of a nut and just really...
Oh, yeah, fully. Fully like nut
What was
color.
that? About the colour of a nut?
Fully colour of a nut.
the colour of a nut. People put on all that
TV?
tan. They put on all that tan.
It was, you know, it was a little while ago. So it was,
All I heard was she like the colour of your nuts?
And Amy went, yes, she was.
she is the color of your nuts.
Famously
No,
very
it's fine.
tan.
She was really intimidating to my boyfriends. I tended to date skinny guys. I don't know why, but she moved a TV in front of one of them once, and he was terrified.
Well, just like up and...
Yeah. We were watching a movie, and the TV wasn't getting reception, so she literally picked it up and moved it to another part of the...
Wow.
She's tough.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
Cool.
she's a tough
That's
woman.
really impressive.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. This is so encouraging. So you see Henry in that picture of the shirt off. But what was your nickname at school?
My nickname in school was Fat Cavill. Which was a very apt nickname, considering my name was indeed Cavill and I was indeed fat.
But, like, how lardy were you?
I mean, my dad always said from the age of about 13, I stayed the same weight until I was 25. I just got taller.
OK, so you were enormously fat at 13.
I don't know about enormously fat.
You
but
were morbidly
definitely-
obese. You could have died.
Right.
But now, the odd thing about kind of this movie is that Russell, you met Fat Cavill.
He definitely wasn't Fat Cavill when I met him at
No?
16, no. But we were shooting here in London a movie called Proof of Life in 2000. And there was the opening sequence of the film was shot at Stowe College, you know. And we went out there, and there was a kid there called Merlin Hanbury Tennyson who was playing my son. And in a break of the shooting, you know, which was actually, there was a rugby union game going on, and there was one kid on that field who was very fluid and in control. So it actually caught my eye, and I was watching it. Then that kid that was fluid and in control came over to have a chat. But all his questions were about acting, you know. And there was just a smile in his eyes, but there was something dead serious behind that smile. So instead of not answering the questions or whatever, because you get answers to these questions 100,000 times, I told him the truth, you know, in the brief moment that I had with him. And put it in front of him that, you know, it's a challenge that's up to him, you know. Nobody's going to give it to you. A couple of days later, I was putting a package together for the kid who played my son, because I figured the greatest thing if you're at boarding school must be unexpected mail, right? You know?
Yeah.
So I thought, I'll put one together for that other bloke. And I remembered his name because he'd been very clear when he said it. He didn't say, hi, I'm Fat Cavill, but he did say, hi. I'm Henry.
Should have done. That wouldn't have the same sort of, you know, power to the message, would it?
Yeah.
Dear Fat Cavill.
So, and what I
Fat Cavill is Superman.
It's very interesting because I had 2 of the same photographs, and for the one that I wrote for Merlin, I put on it, you come from a long line of generals. It was a photograph from Gladiator. He went and joined the army. 3 tours of Afghanistan later, and now he does close personal security here in London.
Wow.
And on Henry's, I put, journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Basically, you know, if you want it, you go and get it, you know.
Yeah.
12 years later, and it was probably 3 months into working together, you know, I finally said to him, do I know you from somewhere? And he got this little smile in his eyes and he went, do you remember going to Stowe School? And I was like, yeah. And he goes, do you remember a kid that came and talked to you about acting? I went, yeah. He goes, that's me. I said, really? What did I say? And he said, well, you said they pay you pretty well, but they treat you like shit. And I said, yes, Henry. That's exactly what I said. How are you?
Amazing story.
Yeah.
That is so weird. But in terms of things being meant to be, Amy Adams not taking no. Was this your... How many times have you auditioned for Lois Lane?
This is my 3rd time.
But not for this movie. Like, you've 3 different movies.
Yeah, 3 different movies.
Well, you're quite determined.
Yeah. I grew up watching superhero movies, and I figured I'm a mere mortal, so the only chance to be in a superhero movie was to play one. So Lois Lane it was.
Wow. And also, Henry, is the James Bond thing true? 'Cause
Yes, yeah, it got down to me and Daniel Craig, apparently. This is what I'm told. I mean, it's made from my agent being very, very nice to me. But, yeah.
because you would have been incredibly young, wouldn't you?
Yes, they wanted to go either sort of more traditional age, like Daniel was, or a very young age, because Casino Royale was the first book.
Yeah.
And so they were considering going very young. But obviously, I was too young.
They asked me to audition for James Bond once.
Did they?
Which version was that?
It was like back in 2000, we'd just done Gladiator, and they said, would Ridley and I like to take on the franchise, you know?
Wow.
And so I said, yes, as long as there's one line I have to say in the movie, right? And that's when it all started to fall apart. Because I just thought it'd be funny if you opened the movie with a Scottish accent, right? So everybody goes, oh, you tosser, you're like doing a Sean Connery impersonation. How terrible is that? And then in the next scene, he's like talking an Italian accent. And then there's a shot in Australia, and he's on a beach, and a woman comes up and says, what's your name? And he says, Bondi. James. It's a good gag. They wouldn't buy it.
It's a precious franchise. But talking of these movies like this, you've been in interviews, you have said publicly that you would never do a superhero movie. So what changed?
I've said that so many times.
And now you're in one.
Yeah, but they didn't ask me to be the dude.
Oh, okay.
You know, it wasn't like, you know, be the such and such man. You know, it's like be such and such man's dad. You know, which is different. And the question in front of this character, in terms of what he has to sacrifice as a father, was interesting. You know, and now I have a 6-year-old and a 9-year-old. So I have to be honest, that definitely came into play when I was making the decision.
What, so they could see the movie?
So they could see one movie that I did, finally. They've actually been able to go to a cinema and see it. I mean, Gladiator, people get their heads chopped off, and, you know, other things are, you know, way too violent, Les Miserables, you have the prostitution things and blah, blah, you know. So they haven't actually been able to sit down and see a film of mine, but now they have.
And have they seen this yet?
Yeah, and I'm hardly in the movie, so they're like, what's all the big deal?
Which one were you?
Well, now, listen, this version of Superman, obviously, it's very modern, as you talk about being a dad, and Superman has 2 dads, and you are a bio-dad.
Biological father.
Clearly. Yes. And we've got a clip here. This is the pivotal scene where you are making that sacrifice with the baby. And as you were saying, you are a dad of 2, but you had to deal with like a lot of baby experience in this film.
I managed to have 2 kids of my own, and I'm a dab hand with a nappy, but I've never been hit by friendly fire. But on that film set...
Because how many babies did you have?
4. We had 4 babies to make up the Superman character. It was a very, very hot set because, as you know, because you've seen it, suddenly there's a lot of light in there, you know? So it was a very hot set. And I've got the baby stretched out like that. He's naked, right? So when the first one started to piss, it's very unsafe, this thing here. Now he's slippery, right?
Yeah.
So the only thing I could do was like, come here, little my, oh my. Right, one costume ruined, right? The next one, he didn't do anything, but there was a lot of air involved. You know? So every time you're about to say, you know, something about the sacrifice of my son, and anyway, and the third baby, he was the one that it was a full evacuation. Full and absolute evacuation, like down my arm, just like, you know. The thing is, I love babies. I love being with babies, so that was fun. But then they brought the 4th baby out, and that baby had 3 legs. And I said to the director, I said, this one's Superman.
Now, children everywhere rejoice, because with new Superman film comes new merchandise. And this hasn't been seen in this country. This is an exclusive here. This is you, as Jor-El. Russell, that's beautiful, isn't it?
That's
really
really
nicely
cool.
detailed. And now, it has...
Whose beard's that, though? Yeah. that's not how my beard looks.
It really
Like
isn't.
Captain Birdseye.
I thought it was Kenny Rogers' beard, actually.
It does look There's a whiff of Kenny about it.
Yeah.
Actually, it looks a little bit like you, but it's beautiful in the detail, and, you know,
Beautiful.
That's a bit like founder material, but the rest is lovely.
Yeah, and luckily for me, you can't get those undies off, can you, Graham?
No, I really can't. I've tried.
I bet you. I thought.
I was here all afternoon. It's lovely. It's very nice. It's very nice, Russell. And Henry has an action figure as well. Yes, he does.
Oh, no.
It's just here.
You heard it here first. Mine is officially bigger than Russell's.
Like, that's ridiculous.
Actually, why don't we have it sitting next to us on the seat? There you go.
What a baby.
Actually, you know, Graham, I bought you a present.
Oh, do you know
This
what?
is my rugby league team in Australia, the South Sydney Rabbitohs. They've been around since 1908, but this is... wait, where is it? Oh, there it is. Hello. Where's the old-fashioned red light, boys?
It's hidden, but it's that one, number 3.
Right,
That one there, yeah.
Right, the red light's on the blink on that one. Get it fixed. Yeah, so this is the new generation with the gold lame rabbit, so I thought you'd like the gold lame
you're going
rabbit.
for a new
so there you go.
target. Yeah, target market. Thank you very much. I'll pop it onto that.
All right. Just throw it up, of course. You
Oh, is that what you do?
Yeah, yeah.
Is that?
Both hands. Hey!
Mocking me. Right, now, Russell, talk about Oscars, and you've been nominated many times, but obviously you won for Gladiator. Now, when you were working with Ridley Scott, it sounds like you contributed a lot to, like, particularly Gladiator, the script and stuff, that a lot of it was you. Is that true, or...?
I mean, we started shooting that film with, I believe, about 21 pages that we had agreed on. So after 10 days, we had nothing left to shoot. So, and I would never, ever recommend that you make a movie that way. It's just the way Ridley likes to make a movie. You know, Ridley likes to sort of, like, feel it as he's doing it, and you know, he'll get to a point where the character goes, I need a moment for this character that gives me that. You know, so then he'll go and hunt down what that's going to be.
And didn't you just chuck in your old school motto and things?
Yeah, well, that's where Strength and Honour came from. My school motto was Veritate et Virtute. Truth and virtue, right? So I said to Ridley, I want the character to say something like that, you know? When he greets soldiers from his regiment and stuff, you know, he should say that when he's leaving them. You know, that's his sort of thing, you know? So... and I said, I want them to say, Forza Aeonorum. And Ridley goes, what does that mean? I said, it means strength and honour. He goes, say that.
So was that Sydney Boys High?
Sydney Boys High, yeah.
Sydney Boys High. Now, you weren't quite as good as Fat Cavill at school. You were good. We heard about your fluidity and control and everything, yeah. And then you grew. It's all happy now. But you smoked as a schoolboy.
I did. See, my dad ran pubs, you know, so I was in an environment of smoke-filled rooms from a very young age. So this terrible habit has stuck with me, but I was committed to it even as a young guy in high school, you know, but I couldn't afford, like, packets of cigarettes at the time, you know. So I used to take 2 cigarettes to school, 3 matches, and a piece of flint off the matchbox, right? So I'd put the cigarettes in my sock, and I'd have the flint and the matches in the pocket of my trousers. And at that stage, you know, we had to wear suits at school, and their linings were always made of nylon, right? And I was sitting in music class. I was sitting in music class one day, and we were doing something, I don't know, tate with the rhythms or whatever, and I ended up banging my leg and went, and I melted the inside of my nylon lining right all around my bits and pieces. That was a very uncomfortable thing for about 3 weeks.
Do you still have pieces down there?
I do. They didn't burn off altogether. just the first foot. Just let him do the dick jokes,
No, I meant pieces of nylon.
Oh, nylon.
Like when you... Never mind.
Yeah.
No, we can move off of that.
Yeah.
I wasn't wearing nylons. That came later. That came later when I was doing the Rocky Horror Show.
Now, we established you liked the Twitter, and on Twitter there was a thing about your costume in Les Miserables.
Yeah.
There's this picture of you in costume. Oh. Do you know the Twitter, the thing I mean?
Yeah, a guy sent it to me, and I thought it was so funny, I retweeted it.
Yeah, was it a German fan or something?
I think so.
Yeah, he basically, he saw a similarity between this and...
So I retweeted that, right?
Yeah.
And then Britney Spears tweets me and says, "Yeah, let's get together and like do a song." And I was like, "This is a joke, love."
Did she think you'd dress up as a tribute act? You were
so.
touring Australia.
Yeah, what'd she say, to do a toxic song, work song mashup or something? I didn't know what it meant.
God
But
bless
I
her.
would
Yeah.
really love
It
to
was
see
lovely
you
that
do
she got
like
in
that
touch.
choreography from like Hit Me Baby one more time. You'd be very good at that.
Let's have a talk after. I think I've got my costume somewhere.
Now, Amy Adams, 4 times nominated for Oscars. All
Yes,
very good
sir.
with Junebug, Doubt, The Fighter, The Master. Love them, but nothing for Enchanted. Which seems great, because that was such an amazing performance in Enchanted. They not everyone loved Enchanted.
Thank you. Thank you.
And a bit, I suppose, like Henry. So Henry's now Superman, but to an awful lot of children, you are the princess.
Absolutely. I think there are a lot of people. I mean, it's fantastic, and I absolutely loved it, and it's never been a burden, and it's been great. It is weird because in life I tend to walk around without a stitch of makeup and kind of looking a bit homeless. And so it's sometimes disappointing because kids won't necessarily recognize me, but their parents will, and they'll tell these poor children that I'm Giselle. They're very disenchanted. I have to get down in a very Giselle voice and say, "I'm in disguise." They buy it. Oh. So it's good. Yeah.
Therapy later.
Exactly.
That is going to mess with her head. But she said. So
It's better than me getting down and being like, "It's not real, honey."
Yeah.
Can you imagine that? That'd be horrible.
The other thing we must talk about is just because I love that, The Fighter. It's such a great, great film.
Thank
and you're
you.
so good in it.
Thank you.
I guess it's called The Fighter, and it's about boxing. You imagine it'll all be Christian Bale and Mark Wahlberg. But
Yeah.
the women, all the women in that movie,
yeah.
are just stunning. And the sisters,
Yeah.
because...
They're like for real, right?
Yeah, like...
Like you get all Boston. I'm like, yeah, they're like for real. Yeah, they were like, for
Did
real.
you meet the real sister? Did you meet the real sister?
No, but that's the thing. They are. You're like, Amy, you already said that. Yeah, no, I did meet them, and they were for
like
real.
that.
No, they were awesome. No, they were really like that, and it was really interesting to meet this whole family and like to meet Charlene, and she was like, "I don't know why you had me getting in a fight. I never got in a fight, except once in a bar, I guess. I didn't that one time when I cracked that bottle over that girl's head." I was like,
That'll be a fight.
yeah, no, and I swore a lot in that movie, which was, like, I swear in real life, but I'm kind of polite, so I don't tend to swear in public if I can help it. And it was really funny because David was like, "Yeah, more swear words out the window," and I could not figure it out. And like, I was like, I run out of swear words. And he was like throwing ideas up to me, like, "Try cocksucker." No, like effing cocksucker. No, try, and I refused the C word, which in America is a bad word, so I'm not going to say it, even though we're in England. So you can
And
say
actually,
it.
can I just say, on television here, it's still quite bad.
So,
I have 2 dogs
yeah.
that need to eat, okay?
I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
that one's not coming out of my mouth. But yeah, I ran out of swear words. It was very funny.
And now, but what was the other odd thing in The Fighter where the really specific kissing?
Yeah.
What was that about?
David O. Russell has a thing with tongue.
Okay.
Yeah, he likes to see it. He's like a 1980s music video or something. Like that's what he wants. Yeah.
So that's
I tried that with Henry. It didn't work.
No.
They were like, "Ooh, what's that?" Oh my
Too
God.
much. Too much.
Can you imagine? I'm coming across like such a creeper. Poor Henry. Like,
I know, it's awful.
no, but I talk to other people like, "Oh, Henry's beautiful and he's such a nice guy," and this, but then you say it in front of him and then you feel like really creepy.
Yeah.
He's so good looking, and he's so creepy. Yeah, exactly.
Because actually, poor Henry though, because in the Tudors, you had a lot of sex scenes.
Yes.
But but you didn't. And no one's complaining.
But it's terrible. Those girls' heads are cut out of the photograph. Oh, come on, England. Catch up to the rest of the world. It's page 3 material.
But it's true you didn't like you didn't like it.
Well, it's. I mean, when you think of, you know, having sex with someone, you're normally alone. Where normally.
I normally am. You know me so well already, Henry.
In this case,
There would be no one else with you, Graham.
Sure not.
But when you're on set, you've got at least sort of 12 very heavily set men watching you, and it's not comfortable. And you know, things aren't happening as naturally as they should. So things are. You know, there's a lot of this. And that's not comfortable either.
What is that?
Just, what is imagination?
Like, what is this?
OK, guys, stop
All right.
it, both of you.
It's just a question.
Yeah, we're representing Man of Steel.
Yes, we are.
And so, yeah, they tend to be very uncomfortable. And it's just one of those things. Not nearly as sexy as one may imagine.
Yeah.
And Russell, you've kissed many famous actresses over the years, but in interviews you always cite one screen kiss as your favourite. Is that true?
Do I?
Yes. No? Movie called The Sum of Us?
There had to be a setup on that.
But no, but you have said. You have said that was your favourite screen kiss.
All right. Well, currently the mantle is actually held by Kate Blanchett until further experiences. However, yes, this movie here, The Sum of Us, I play a gay rugby-playing plumber in this film. And that is John Paulson. And I just, after I finished that film, I was just about to go and work with Sharon Stone. And in that movie, I had kissing scenes with her. So in this film, I'm playing the gay, and I have a kissing scene with John. And John came up to me, and he's well, he's not gay either. And he came up to me and said, "Look, I've never kissed a bloke, you know. Can we practice?" I said, yeah. I said, "Johnny, a couple of weeks from now, I'll be over in America. I'll be working with Sharon Stone, right? How do you think it'll go down if I say, Sharon, kissing scene's coming up, mind if we have some practice?" And I said, "Here's the way to do it, mate. You close your eyes, I'll close my eyes, we'll just come together, and I bet we remember how to do it." So that's how we did it.
That's beautiful. Ladies and gentlemen, what a sofa. Please thank my guest tonight. Brilliant. OK. Upcoming single, What Love Is Made Of. Please welcome the UK's very own dance diva. It's Katy B, everybody.
Something about your smile that keeps me close, keeps me warm. Something about your eyes, that bright blue shine. I see your soul.
goes. Now that is a new single.
Yeah, brand new. My first single of my new album, so yeah.
And it's out on July the 8th.
Yes.
And you won't be able to explain this to me now, but you can pre-order it now.
Yeah. Yeah. You can pre-order it, so, yeah, you pay for it now, and then on July the 7th, you don't have to think about clicking the button, and it just goes.
But it's not like
straight to
they're not
iTunes.
going to run out. It's not like pre-ordering a book or anything.
Do you know what I mean?
Like you never tried to download something and kind of go, no, it's all gone.
Sorry.
Computer's empty. Sorry, it's all over.
But people do it, you know, they do it. I've pre-ordered a few albums. I'm like, oh, yeah.
Do you get the money a bit early that way? Is it good for next month's rent?
Yeah, it pays for the next one. Yeah.
Get you ahead. Yeah. So now the other thing I've decided I might ask every music act I have between now and next February. Would you ever consider doing Eurovision?
Do you want to know? Do you want to actually know something?
Yeah.
My dad did the Eurovision Song Contest.
Really?
Yeah. But for Germany, though, it was really random. He's not even German. And you can find it on YouTube.
Boo!
I know. But he used to live there. Actually, he had this whole other life that I don't really know about, actually. It's really random. Like, yeah, I should ask him one day. And,
Yeah, you really should.
Yeah, literally, on YouTube.
Christmas, maybe.
Yeah, that whole life you had in Germany, like, tell me about it. But, yeah,
What was the song called?
It was called...
Was it in German?
It was... the thing is, every time I ask him about it, he's always really shady about it, because he was like, it was really bad. It was really bad. But it's on YouTube. You know what? I'll find out about it, and I'll tweet about it, and I'll give a link for it. But he does this, like, whole dance routine, and he's wearing flares, and he's really... You know, it's amazing. He's got, like, this ginger moustache, and, like, yeah, it's great.
Sounds like a winner.
Yeah, they did it.
Well, listen, before we go tonight, we've just got time for story 2 in the red chair. Now, you apparently are keen on the red chair, Russell.
Oh, it's one of my favourite parts of your show.
OK, do you want to come... If you come down here and then, Henry, you go... give Katy B a go.
Right.
Give her a turn with... OK.
Does this move?
Yeah, of course it does. Oh, look at him. He's on it. Oh.
Righty-ho, then.
OK.
Sandwich has changed.
Can I just
a
say...
ginger sandwich now?
It's a toasted sandwich. You look like you mean business. I don't know how many people are out there, but I imagine we're going to run out. All right, who's up? What poor person's up first? Hello.
Hi.
Hi. So I'm not doing this. It's Russell Crowe. You need to impress with your story. And what's your name?
Laura.
Laura. Oh, you look so nervous, don't be. Russell, he's looking benign at the
Don't be
moment.
nervous,
Oh,
no.
no.
It's not like we're going to be unreasonable.
There's just going to be a series of gibbering wrecks. Isn't it? All right, who's up next?
Hi.
Hello. Okay, you look calm, sir.
Very.
Okay, what's your name?
Raj.
Raj, and where do you live, Raj?
I live in St Albans.
Oh, no, it's old Albans is lovely.
It's a fancy area.
Well, it's got an old part, and then it's got kind of rough part.
You live in the old part or the rough part?
Just on the border.
Oh. Oh, no! That was a good answer.
Come on.
He was playing the game.
No, he was being a soft. Make your choice, son. You can't just...
Okay, before the next person comes on, what are we looking for, Russell? What will impress
Somebody
you?
who really looks like they want to tell a story.
Okay. Guys out there, okay, you're to look like you want to tell a story. Next up.
This is excellent.
You love it.
Hello.
Hiya.
Does he look like he wants to tell a story? Oh, he does.
Right, come on,
Okay, what's your name?
Old chap?
Scott.
Scott, start your story.
This is for Russell.
Yeah.
Russell, last year I went to a music festival down in Newquay.
He's a New Zealander, is he?
Yeah.
New Zealander, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I got really...
What's wrong with you? Oh, who in Newquay? What a lovely story that would have been. Yeah. Okay, we'll try another one.
Get a good story.
Let's try another one.
Did you come up with this concept? This concept's fantastic.
We're selling them at Christmas. Oh, hello, sir.
Hello.
Hi. Now, what's your name?
My name's Ivan.
Ivan. Now, Ivan is keen. Ivan is keen to tell his story. I won't delay you, Ivan, because we're not sure how long you'll last. So off you go with the story.
Mother fried fish, always. Father and I used to always repair cars. One day, we took the petrol out the front of the car. We needed to put it back the next day. Unfortunately, Mum decided to fry the fish the next morning. She starts to fry the fish. Not quite enough oil in the pan. Reaches for the first can of oil that she thought she could find. The petrol. She actually burned the whole house down.
Wow! That is a pretty good story. It's quite a dark story. Can he walk? Oh, you can walk. You can walk. Walk, 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 walk. Oh, my God. Oh, well then, everyone, if you want to join us on the show and have a go with the Big Red Show, you can just contact us via our website at this very address. Thank you to all my guests tonight. Katy B! Adams! Henry Cavill! And Mr. Russell Crowe! Join me next week when my guests will include international singing star Josh Groban, comic actress Chris O'Dowd, and 40-year-old Virgin star Steve Carell. I'll see you then, everybody. Bye-bye!